Welcome to Spam Filter for Your Brain, bite-sized ponderings on how our thoughts influence our behaviour and our lives, and because we're all connected, how our thoughts impact the world. I'm here to help people reconnect with their bodies and declutter their brains. And I don't believe that we should just magically know how our emotions and our thoughts impact our lives if no one ever teaches us. So let's learn this stuff together. Here's some good and some possibly excruciating news for you. Being sad doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. Being sad is a normal part of the human existence. I think quite often we can think when we feel emotions that we don't like very much that something has gone terribly wrong and they must be fixed. But actually trying to escape from our emotions is rarely a way to live a full range of juicy human life with all of the bits and all of the nutrients and all of the lessons and all of the ingredients that we kind of need to absorb to stay alive and thrive and grow. Sadness is one of those feelings that we can really feel like we're drowning in. There's a heaviness and a sinkingness to it, and we associate it with probably quite a lot of times that we felt sad in the past, but also it quite often comes along with a lot of stories and thoughts that we have about thinking it's going to go on forever and it will last forever and we don't know our way out of here. When in truth, it's pretty rare that you've probably ever found an emotion that lasts forever. I'd be guessing that hasn't ever actually happened to you since you started the whole living thing. Our emotions fluctuate according to the thoughts that we have about what's going on around us, what we're feeling, what's occurring in the world and in our lives, what sensations are going on in our bodies. And trying to think of sadness as something which should be solved and fixed as soon as it arises kind of downplays its importance and significance as to what it's there to teach you. Because there's probably a whole load of things in life that you do want to feel sad about. Probably a whole load of political things you probably do want to feel sad about going on in the world right now. There's probably some things in the lives of people that you love, or possibly even your own life, that it's quite a reasonable reaction to feel sad about. But when we look at sadness as a problem, something to be fixed or to be escaped from, what we do is deny ourselves the experience of feeling the full range of our emotions and kind of reaching the full, into the deep corners of our own personality. And sometimes I think maybe we do that because we're a bit scared of seeing what might be in there. But maybe if we just allowed ourselves a bit of curiosity and allowed ourselves to humanize the experience, that sadness is a perfectly normal human reaction to things that are sad around us, to thoughts that are sad, that quite often it comes from empathy and being able to put yourself in the shoes of other people. And sometimes sadness is just all a key part, an ingredient of loving wholeheartedly, loving the life around us and loving people and wishing for care for people. When you don't see that happening, sometimes that can really hurt. And I don't know about you, but I want to be sad about that. I want to be able to have a vocabulary to be able to relate to the depths and the breadths of human emotion that I see and wish for those around me. I'm here to taste all of life, not just the good bits. I don't want some kind of shrink-wrapped, beautifully repackaged, photoshopped version of what a life should look like. I'm down for the grittiness and trying to understand more about myself and what comes up for me in my brain and in my life when I allow myself to explore what this lifetime has to teach me. So maybe sadness isn't something to be got rid of, at least not instantly. Maybe it's something to allow it to sit around. See what it wants to tell you. See what it wants to guide you towards and what it wants to stop you from doing. Don't necessarily let it lead the way on all of the actions, but maybe giving it a little bit of time and seeing what messages it wants you to hear. That's something that you can kind of play with and dabble in without wanting to escape it. Because when we try and escape these emotions, they get louder. It's just like they're not being listened to. It's like a kid yelling at you, trying to grab your attention. So what does your sadness want you to know? And not from a place of despair and negativity, but just as a guide towards when may need a little bit of extra love and a little bit of extra healing. And if you would like to look at some of that stuff together, I'd love to do it with you. And if you just want some time sitting in your space of your feelings, I invite you to get all comfy and snuggly and allow yourself the space to do that. I hope that this gives you permission that not all of the emotions that sometimes feel quite heavy need to be rushed through. Sometimes they can be incredible teachers. I'm wishing your sadness much comfort and slowly for it to want to stretch and guide you back out into the sunlight again. I hope this has been useful. I'll speak to you next week. Self-Care School is changing. Up until now, we've done a new theme and a new course every single month. And I have a huge stock of, over 25 courses of really intense material that is transformative on such a deep level, from body image to confidence to procrastination, perfectionism, so many different areas where mindset and thought work and the stories that we tell ourselves can impact the results that we get in our lives. I have this huge body of work and I have decided to make it available for people who are members of Self-Care School. From January the 1st, Self-Care School is changing. The focus is now going to become the group weekly calls that we have, which are a phenomenal place for people to connect, feel supported, and learn from people with very different life experiences to their own. And alongside the group calls, you're going to get access to all of the courses that I have designed up until now. So there's going to be access to over 25 courses. You have hundreds of lessons, workbooks available to you, and you're just going to be able to go and pluck out what you need, like you're stood in front of a pick and mix. It's a really exciting time for me, and it's a really exciting time for Self-Care School. And the reason why I'm telling you about it now is that if you sign up before the 31st of December, you're going to be able to lock in the annual prices that we are still on for 2023. On January the 1st, the prices are going up significantly because I have been working for quite a small amount of money for quite a while now. And frankly, I need a bit more balance in my life. And I'm hoping that enough of you are going to be able to hear this and listen to this and be able to seize the opportunity to grab this year's rates for all of next year's goodness. So the school is going to carry on growing. There's going to become more courses, more information, more brilliant lessons, more brilliant humans around you to be able to learn alongside. And I want you to be able to secure the prices that we have right now. So head over to selfcareschool.co.uk. You'll see all the information there, and I look forward to seeing you inside. If there's any questions that you have at all, drop me an email, hello@HeardinLondon.com. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast here, I would love to invite you to Self-Care School. Self-Care School is a membership site where we have group coaching calls every week. We have a whole load of courses that you can dip into for whatever suits your needs. We have courses on confidence, body image, timekeeping, how to manage big emotions, overwhelm, loads and loads of stuff in there. You can kind of pick out whatever you want to work on. There is a big library of workbooks, which includes journal prompts and questions for you to be able to apply this work to your own life. And we have the most amazing community where people support each other, we learn from each other, and you get to work alongside people with quite often very different life situations to your own, and we learn so much together in community. If you would like some more of this, please do hop over to selfcareschool.co.uk.